Hello fellow artists and welcome back to another video. I know it's been forever since I last filmed and I feel like I've forgot how to do it. So yeah, we've had some builders round, so it's been quite noisy, which is why I've not been able to film, and then there's other things as well. But I'm back now, and Inktober passed like ages ago. Also, if you hear any like melting, it's because Bertie's next to me, and it's because I'm stood up, usually on a morning. I like lay down, so he's like, it's not part of his routine, so yep, now he's pawing me, so bear with if you hear any dog noises. So yeah, Inktober passed, and I'm going to show you my Inktober sketchbook tour and what I did this year. So this is a moleskin sketchbook. It's a landscape sketchbook, and yeah, I did it as like Hollow Knight Silksong themed, so that's why there's this sticker here. So yeah, let's go, let's get into it. Oh my god. Bertie, sweetheart, I'm trying to film a video. You need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. You can see him there in the bottom corner. Look, he's stood on my desk now. Bertie, I'm trying to film. Can you just lie down, please? Be a good boy and lie down. Alright. So, if we open it up, I put the dates here. So, the 1st of October to the 31st, and yeah, I kind of went above and beyond and tried to do 2 pages a day, which is, if I can do maths, 62 pages, I'm guessing. So yeah, these are what they call the flea troop, I think they call them. And we have Flea Master Mushka, Grishkin and Varga, so you see these in the game. Oh, by the way, this does contain spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, I would probably click off the video and watch this later after you've played the game. And this here is a sticker of Hornet, which is the main character that you play. And then I did a little bit of illustrations here of the Moss Mother, which is the first boss that you play or fight against in the game. And I always do like a welcome page, so obviously it's got to be Hornet on the first page because it's the main character. And for this, I should probably show you what supplies I used. I used the acrylic marker set, the Artex ones. I'm definitely going to get some more of these, and they are brush pen. I absolutely love these. Some of them have run out, which is quite sad, but you can buy individual markers for them. And then I also used my, oh god, look, it's a mess. My Kuretake watercolours, which I also love. I have been using these for absolutely years, a very long time. So that's what I used. And actually I did use a bit of Prismacolor coloured pencils, but I don't have one to show you, I don't think. So yep, for day 1 I did Sherma. I should probably zoom out a bit so you can see. And then obviously on this page I did small illustrations of Sherma. I love Sherma. And then the next one was Grindel, and he's like a little thief in the game, and rosaries are the currency, these little red beads, and he's basically a thief. So yeah. For day 3 I did Phantom, which is another character that you find in the organ, I think it is, and the dog is now barking outside. Come in then! Come in then! But you need to be quiet. Okay, so I also drew it on this side and then did a little quote, which is a description of the which is a description of the character. I'm really sorry about this, guys, but Bertie, stop it! I'm trying to film. It's just pouring at me. It's terrible. So next I did Chakra, which is another character, and you actually do a quest called Trail's End, which she tries to find her master, which is this character here, but unfortunately that character is dead. Yeah, they didn't make it. So this is Chakra here, and I actually used a couple reference pictures of the trading cards on Steam for some of these. Next up is Trobio. He's fabulous and a bit of a drama queen at the end when you defeat him. It's quite funny. And then these are some of the characters that you find in the Citadel, which is a place that you get to eventually, which is like the main place. Next up we have Pavo and Pinmaster Pliny, which you find in Belhart, which is it's kind of haunted by silk, and you have to try and figure out the puzzle of how to make things better, and you do that by defeating this character called Widow, which is one of the weavers. And yeah, I used watercolour for this background, sort of mixed up some blues and greens, which is what created this gradient. So yeah. Next up we have Seth, which is another awesome character, and this was created by a young boy that had cancer, and Team Cherry put him in the game, which I think is really good. Unfortunately he didn't make it to be able to play the game, but yeah, that's what this character is. And then these are some of the, I'm trying to think, Farfield characters. So they have like different areas in the game, and one of the areas is called Farfields. Then we have Pinterest and Seamstress, and these are sisters in the game. I feel like these two pages don't match together, which is a shame, unfortunately. And the sketchbook is coming apart here. Then we have Lace, which is another main character in the game, and if you play the game you know why she's the main character, because you battle her and she's pretty cool. And these are like little flowers that were inspired by one of the scenes that you fight her in. Next up we have Grohl the Great. Absolutely love this guy. This boss caused so many people a lot of problems, and it was really difficult. I think it took me 4 tries to beat him, 3 or 4 tries, but there are a few skips that you can do, and you don't have to fight him if you don't want to, but I don't see why you would do a skip to miss him unless you were really struggling, because it is a fun fight. Like, you have these 2 characters that are in, it's a bit like a gauntlet, and if you don't know what a gauntlet is, it's basically sort of rounds of enemies that you have to defeat before you get to the boss. So that these 2 you will find in there. Then we have a couple more characters that you can find out and about. And this illustration, I called it Battle, because you sort of battle this character, but it's not an actual battle, it's in a cutscene, and you learn a nail art, or needle art, because I think it's a needle, not a nail, in this game. These guys caused so much trouble in the game as well. There's another gauntlet that you have to do with these guys, and this one is probably the worst character in the game, because he just, oh, it's terrible. If you play the game you know why he's bad. And then this is the Crawfather, which is an optional boss in the game in Act 3 when the Void takes over. I've not battled this character. I feel like the HP on this guy is too much for me to deal with. Maybe one day I'll do it. And again, I actually used some gold metallic paint. I don't know if you can see that sparkling there. These are a couple characters you find in the, what's it called? Oh, I forgot the name. Blasted Steps, yeah. And this is the final boss of Act 1. There's 3 acts in the game. And this is the end of Act 1, the last judge. He's guarding the gates to the Citadel, which is where all the pilgrims want to go. Then we have Garmund and Zaza. These two have a really sad story at the end. But they are quite cute, and he helps you along the way. This is a character you find in the Citadel. These little things he spawns, and it's quite annoying. Some more characters you find in the Citadel. This is Second Sentinel, which is a quest line that you have to do because there's quests in the game, and you actually find pieces of a cog heart to bring this character back to life. I can't remember if it's male or female. It might be female actually, I think. This is one of my favourite illustrations that I did, which is the cogwork dancers. They're basically gay lovers. But yeah, I love them. They're great, and I love the character design of them. Then we have Moss Druid, which is a quest line that you can do to get a charm. These are really, really cool, and I'd sort of like splashed watercolour across, which is how I got these effects here. And I used a gel pen, and the gel pen that I used is my favourite gel pen that I've ever used. Let me find it, which is this one. And I can't seem to find this anywhere for a cheap price, which is a real shame. I just, like, it was going for like 50 quid on Amazon, which is stupid because in other places it's like £6, but I can't seem to buy it for some reason. It wouldn't let me on the site, so yeah, I will have to try and find a different gel pen until I can find another one of those. Then we have moss grub and a mossberry, and these mossberries you give to the moss druid. Now I did these on separate pieces of paper with some clear tape that I can pull off because I didn't want to draw on the back of this page because I loved this page so much. Then we have some characters from, I'm forgetting the places, Hunter's March, yes, from Hunter's March. And then we have Scar Singer Carmelita. I always want to call her Star Singer because of the Elden Ring game where you have Star, Scourge, Radahn. So yeah, we have Carmelita here, and she's the Ant Queen. And you do face her in Act 3. And I love this fight because she's singing, and when you like stagger her, which is where she's like falls to the ground, she stops singing, and then when she gets back up she starts singing again, which I think is really cool. Then we have 4 brothers, Cygnus and Gron. This was an annoying fight again because you have these guys in the arena as well that you have to deal with. Next up we have Verdania characters, which is a beautiful place in the game, and it's linked to the cogwork dancers because the Green Prince was actually in love with one of these characters. They're princes, and I think it's a really cool story. Next up I did a couple more characters from the Citadel, which you find in Cogwork Core. This is Red Memory, which you go into Act 3 and you learn about Hornet's past, which is really cool. Then we have some characters from the, I'm trying to think now, this Slab, which is a prison, and when I was playing the game there was one of these characters, but it had a cage and I didn't manage, it like hit me and I got trapped in the cage and then transported to the prison, and you sort of lose your cloak, so you're naked. It's quite fun. Then this is a character you also find hidden in the slab. It's like a hidden character to battle, and it's called Versina, which is also another weaver. Love this. This is one of my favourite fights to do in the game. I love the music and all the moves. Now, spoiler alert, this is the final boss in the game if you didn't unlock Act 3, which is Grandmother Silk, which is controlling basically all of the Citadel by using silk. And these are some underworkers from the Underworks, which I didn't know you could skip entirely. I've been watching a few speedrunners of Silksong and they skip the Underworks completely, which is cool. Then we have Might Mother and Fluttermite, which are characters you find in Greymore. This guy scared me when I first saw him. Tip and Pill are couriers in the game, and you have to save these two. You have to find them from a quest. And then this is them in Bellheart, back at their shop. I sort of wanted to try and get like a light effect, which is why I've put like yellow here. Next up is Crust King Khan, and he's also another hidden boss in Act 3 in Coral Tower, which is another beautiful place. I wished it was more of a exploration, but it's sort of a gauntlet where you fight these characters. So yeah. Now these I did not colour in for some reason. I think this is the part where I was struggling with motivation and I was quite behind and I really wanted to catch up. I didn't want to, because I've ever since I've started Inktober I've never failed, and I really pushed myself to try and not fail. So these are characters you find in Greymore, and this is also the first boss. Well, one of the hard bosses in the game, until they nerfed him and made him easy because people were complaining that it was hard. But you can actually skip this boss if you get the flea troop to Greymore by collecting little fleas. I don't even think I drew a flea in this, which is weird because I prefer them over the grubs. Like, these are the grubs, which my brother bought me this. They're in the jars. Okay, zoom out a bit so you can see. And this is Gur the Outcast, which you also find in Act 3, and he is a quest line because he stole something from, I can't remember the name of the character, it'll probably come to me later when I've finished the video. These are found in Shellwood, I think. Yeah, they're found in Shellwood. And this is Nihilith, which you fight after Seth, because Seth's guarding this place. And you have to kill these characters to get their hearts for the red memory. I also didn't colour these in for some reason, and these are also characters you find in Shellwood. Actually, one of these is in Bellheart, and it's a good character, so it must have not been taken over by the Silk yet. And this is a scene where you first discover Bellheart. This is like a capture from the cutscene. This is something you find in the Abyss. Yes, there is an Abyss in this game. So that's one of them characters. Now this is the final boss in the game, Lost Lace. So if you saw Lace from earlier, she gets consumed by the void, and yes, bless her soul. But you do save her if you manage to defeat her. Then I had to do Trobbio again, but this time it's Tormented Trobbio, which is like a harder version of the boss. Then I did these two characters, which I did not colour in, and you find these in the vaults, I think. I think it's called the vaults. More characters I didn't colour in. These are also found in Verdania. And if you do complete Verdania and get the heart from the Clover Dancers, you'll see this scene in the game, which is the Green Prince and his partner dead, basically. And then for day 31 I did the final descent. Didn't draw anything on this page, but let's just forget about that. And this is an epic scene, and the music is really good, where Hornet is descending down the void to save Lost Lace. So yeah, that's my Inktober. I finished it. There is like a couple pages left, but I'm not doing that because this is for Inktober basically. So yeah, that's it. That's Inktober 2025. I just want to say thanks so much for watching this video, and if you did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment down below what your favourite one is, subscribe for more, and I will see you next time with another video. Okay, bye bye.